Tonight on CTV News, we bring you more on yesterday's Indigenous Peoples Day celebration.
Then we look at protests surrounding Judge Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation.
And we explore the free speech wall built on the plaza. All this and more on CTV News starting now.
Good evening, Rams. I'm Lauren Willson.
And I'm Edgar Cedrillo. Here's what's happening in the news near you.
The Native American Cultural Center was out on the plaza yesterday to celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. The holiday is meant to honor those who lived here before Columbus arrived. Recognition of the holiday is increasing throughout the United States. Denver, Boulder, and Durango are some of the Colorado cities that recognize the day as an official holiday. Students from the NACC office were excited to celebrate. This happened after CSU officially recognized that campus stands on native lands at the fall address last Wednesday.
While we don't celebrate Columbus Day because, in our opinion, he was a genocidal maniac who killed millions and actually brought smallpox to the Americas, we don't want to celebrate that. We want to celebrate our people and our culture because it's more beautiful, and we should be celebrating it, especially right now. We just had land acknowledgments with CSU, so we wanted to add that to this experience today and just show, it's Indigenous Peoples Day. It's a beautiful day to be Indigenous.
With Native American Heritage Month coming up in November, you can visit the Native American Cultural Center for more information.
A nationwide search has begun to find the next president of Colorado State University. The Board of Governors assembled a search committee, and the members will be in charge of designing a search criteria and interviewing applicants before ultimately recommending them to the Board of Governors, who will hire them as the next president. According to a university press release, the committee will be comprised of staff, faculty, students, and other community stakeholders. Earlier today in the Laurie Student Center, the Technical Institute for Learning and Teaching, or TILT, hosted a program called U-Turn, a one-stop shop for academic transition and success. Students were able to participate in sessions focused on topics such as time management, test-taking skills, and study strategies. U-Turn has been a CSU program for almost 10 years and provides students from a variety of backgrounds with academic help.
Amidst allegations of sexual assault, the nomination and subsequent appointment of Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court has elicited controversy in communities across the nation. Fort Collins residents rallied to protest Kavanaugh's nomination last Thursday in Old Town. Residents of Fort Collins gathered to protest the Supreme Court nomination of Brett Kavanaugh last Thursday in Old Town Square.
I think that the fact that a man like that has even made it to the point that he's made it to is absolutely egregious. I think it spits directly in the face of everything that our country and our democracy claims to stand for.
Last Thursday's rally at Old Town Square, which was organized in under 48 hours by Fort Collins for Progress, served as an opportunity for citizens to voice their dissenting opinion on Kavanaugh's potential appointment, which has since been confirmed by the president.
Students should care because Kavanaugh could be on the Supreme Court for 50 years, and so students might be 18 now, but in 50 years they'll be 68. They're going through a huge section of their life. It seems far away, but it's really not. The laws that are made in D.C. have an effect on our lives here. So vote, call, and then have conversations. The college students can do those things.
The allegations of sexual misconduct against Kavanaugh supposedly took place when he was in high school and college. In a town like Fort Collins, many residents are college students.
I think it's highly problematic that, a person who can commit sexual assault and rape can be elected to the highest court that we have, right? And at the same time, I can't say that I'm surprised.
The appointment of Kavanaugh, a historically conservative judge, means that the Supreme Court now has a Republican majority lineup.
So CSU students should care because literally thousands of your peers are already survivors, either primary or secondary. And so while on campus, the way that one CSU student treats their roommate who's a survivor is not going to make the decision about the Supreme Court change, it will change whether or not that individual survivor feels supported. I think CSU students should pay attention to the ways that we are very unintentionally creating a culture that does not support survivors.
As Kavanaugh begins his tenure as a Supreme Court justice, he may become the defining voice of a new generation, casting lasting votes on partisan issues including abortion, gun control, and marijuana legalization. President Trump officially announced Justice Brett Kavanaugh's appointment to the Supreme Court via Twitter last Saturday.
October marks the 5th anniversary of Biosafety Month, which is a time for universities to promote safe research and create a greater awareness of biosafety and biosecurity. CSU held a Biosafety Stewardship Poster Contest, which was judged by the CSU Institutional Biosafety Committee. The winner was a joint submission from 2 grad students from the Department of Microbiology, Immunology, and Pathology, Annalise Dirtmer and Olivia Uzan, with their Monsters, Inc. themed poster.
On Friday of last week, a display put on by Turning Point USA drew a lot of attention. Turning Point built a free speech wall, as they have done numerous times in the past.
I'm Ren Wadsworth, and I'm in the plaza at the free speech board put on by Turning Point USA.
On October 5th, what is dubbed as Free Speech Friday, a wall made entirely of cardboard was erected. The prompt, to showcase free speech and encourage students to write anything and everything they wanted.
So we put this on as an event pretty frequently throughout the semesters at CSU. We just wanted to bring it back to encourage everyone to exercise their First Amendment right on Free Speech Friday, as we like to call it.
The wall was placed in the plaza by the Laurie Student Center because long ago it had been designated as a free speech zone and one of the few places students could freely express their opinion. After legislation passed at the state capitol, students were allowed to exercise their First Amendment right anywhere they desired, and there were no longer a need for free speech zones on college campuses. This wall is a reminder of that time.
So we're just encouraging more students to take advantage of that right as protected under the Constitution.
And surprisingly, the wall drew attention from all wakes of people making their daily commute. Many passerbys reacted positively to the wall.
I think it's a good thing for all students to voice their opinion and be able to voice their opinion here on the plaza. I get to see what other people think about what's going on in the world. I get to see, what my friends think, what my peers think. I think it's a good thing for all of us to know what's going on in the world right now. And I think everybody deserves to have a say in it. So
I think the wall's great because people can put what they want on it. It doesn't matter what it is. It's nice and it brings up great conversation topics.
However, not everyone occupying the plaza that day was in support of the free speech wall.
A lot of times these free speech walls are used to write hate speech or very harmful comments towards people of marginalized identities. And also the use of the wall in particular as a visual metaphor is extremely harmful and represents the violence that a lot of undocumented or DACA students face on campus every day. I think it creates a dangerous culture where people conflate free speech with harmful hate speech. We've seen a direct increase in hate crimes on campus with the rise of this far-right rhetoric that's exemplified by the wall. And I think we need to open up the conversation of what free speech is and how our words have impacts on our fellow CSU students.
Is the wall an area that represents an open place for free speech? Or is it an opportunity for hate speech? That's for you to say.
Turning Point USA is a libertarian student organization founded by Charlie Kirk, who spoke at CSU last year. Turning Point is bringing Dennis Prager to speak at CSU later this month. Have you accessed your U at CSU portal? The student resource was nationally recognized for its innovative technology-based approach to supporting students. U at CSU was launched in 2016, and it provides students with resources related to stress, time management, physical and mental health, and more. The portal was one of only 5 winners of the WCET Outstanding Work Award, which will be presented on October 23rd through the 25th in Portland, Oregon.
Candidates for Colorado's 2nd Congressional District are gearing up their campaigns as Election Day approaches. Candidates Jonah Gies and Peter Yu, who are running to represent Colorado's 2nd Congressional District, talked about the importance of getting college students from CSU and the University of Colorado Boulder, which are both located in the district, to vote in the upcoming election.
Someone who's fought for public higher education in our state, including funding for CSU, I think it's critically important that we have a congressperson that ultimately is going to fight for the students in this district. I mean, you think about the synergies of having both of our state's major research universities in the same district. There's a lot of potential for some really innovative policy at the federal level that the representative for this district could champion, working with students and faculty and staff and research scientists at both universities.
Both of the candidates acknowledge that they will reach out to students because they feel like they are an important demographic to represent.
Is making sure we take care of not just our current generation, our future generation as well. And so actually next week I actually have a town hall at CSU. The week after that, I have a town hall at CU. So it's one of these things where I'm actually spending time on the campus. I'm actually spending time tabling, as well as make sure I have town halls in both campuses to understand the students know they have access to me and they can basically understand who their potential next representative is.
If you would like more information on the candidates' platforms, you can visit their websites.
Assistant Professor of Journalism and Media Communication Mike Humphrey has received some exciting news. Humphrey was recently selected as a visiting scholar at Oxford University's Willson College in Oxford, England. While he is there, he will study life writing and social media at the Oxford Centre, and he will also get to interact with other industry experts and coordinate panels. Humphrey said he is excited to apply what he learns during his time at Oxford to his curriculum at CSU. Oxford is the leading institution in these fields, and what he learns there will equip him to give CSU students an innovative education.
It's a big time honor. It's early in my career in the academic sense to have this happen, and so I'm really happy that they were open-minded about considering me for this at this stage in my career. Part of the reason is my journalism experience gave me a little more access than I normally would have had. So just the chance to work with people of this stature at a university at that level is just a huge honor, and I'm still sort of can't believe this is happening.
Humphrey will be at Oxford from May 26th to June 22nd.
What a great opportunity it was for Professor Humphrey to get to go out to Oxford. It'll be interesting to see what kind of stories he brings back to tell us.
Yeah, that's so exciting. I'm sure he'll have all kinds of great stories from abroad that he otherwise wouldn't be able to find here.
Right. Oxford should be fun for him.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we have for news.
Stay tuned for weather, sports, and entertainment, all coming up on CTV.